You ever have the party do the one thing you didn't prep for? Of course. They're players. They skip the obvious dungeon entrance, follow boot prints into the trees, and somebody says, "So where do these tracks go?" And that's when you need a lair right now. Not a novel, not a 20 rune masterpiece. A lair that makes sense, plays fast, and feels like it was always there. Most quick lairs fall apart in the same way. You roll goblins, toss them in a cave, add a chest, you call it done. I've been there, I've done that. But then the table starts asking the questions that matter. Why are they here? How do they eat? Why hasn't anyone dealt with them? If they live here, where do they sleep? Where's the lookout? Where's the escape route? And if you don't have the answers, the lair turns into a fight in a blank room. It works, but it doesn't stick. It doesn't feel like a place. So here's the fix: a 60-second lair card built around one idea. A lair is not a room with monsters. A lair is a home address for a problem. This is an index card procedure you can run in pretty much real time. It's 3 steps, 1 table, fast decisions, and you are done. Because you're building 3 things: occupants, who and what they want; defenses, how they avoid getting wiped out; and treasure logic, why valuables are here and why they're not already gone. If you only do those 3, your lair will feel believable enough that players stop poking holes in it and start making plans. So, occupants, you can pick a role: who lives here and what do they want right now. Don't overthink it. Want is the engine. It tells you what they are doing when the PCs show up. Occupants and want. I've got 2d6 tables. All this stuff is going to be pinned comment, I should say. But, they are broad. On a 1, hungry scavengers like kobolds, goblins, rough bandits. 2, culture weird pilgrims. And it goes from there. You don't need a lot. You just need enough to feed you. And for once, maybe they need food and supplies right now, tribute, ransom. They're hiding. Again, the table of 6. Pinned comment. Write out an index card. You'll be set. Now you've got a living situation and a current pressure. Step 2, what are their defenses? A lair doesn't last because it fights fair. If it fought fair, it would be a crater. So, again, D6. Pick or roll. What's their main defense and what's the first warning sign the PCs notice? And that could be lookouts and alarm, choke point control. Again, pinned comment is your friend. And the first tells, like, how do you telegraph? Old bones, soot, crude signs. I'm not going to read them all out. Again, the pinned comment is your friend. But this is 2 jobs. It warns the party and it gives them something to interact with. And players love that. And then, of course, you got treasure logic. This is where most quick lairs feel fake. Square pegs and round holes. It's random treasure with no reason. So instead, again, pick a role. Where does the value come from? And why isn't already spent, eaten, or fenced? So, you got a treasure source and you have a complication. Why it's still there. These 6 tables will take you right through what you need. So, the index card literally is going to be 3 lines. The basic sections, right? If you're rolling this out for yourself and you're going to have your index card layer from the tables I'm giving you, I'm going to take up probably both sides. But if you were just writing this out, you get a who and a what? Who and a want, defenses and the tell, treasure, and why it's still there. Again, it's 60 seconds are wrong. It'll take you more time to write it down. And you can do it without breaking the flow. Because a lot of times you need this quickly. So we'll do the quick example. Party follows tracks into the trees. I need a lair. So I do a quick roll. Occupants. I roll a 1. Hungry scavengers. What's their want? I roll a 3. They want to hide. So the scavengers that are hiding, it already tells something bigger is in the area, or they made enemies. What's their defense? Lookout and alarm. What are the first tells? Evidence of traffic. So obviously tracks. But the lair is watching you, and they're jumpy. But they don't want to fight unless they have to. Treasure source. Roll a 1. Stolen trade goods. Oh, it fits, right? And why is it still here? Well, it's bulky or it's heavy. So now the layer basically writes itself. So here's what I would probably say at the table. The tracks lead to a low ravine with an overhang. Mud is churned up like a lot of feet had been through here. You spot drag marks. Something heavy has been hauled inside, and you get that feeling you're being watched because a bird call stops mid-note. And that's the tell and the alarm in play. Inside, and you keep it small and functional. An hour entry with a hiding spot overlooking it. Look out. A living area with cheap bedding and cook smoke stains. A back squeeze tunnel that drops into the ravine. It's an escape route as a bonus detail because they're hiding, to me, thinks that they probably have an escape route. And the treasure room is not a treasure room. It's a pile of crates and bundles under a carp. Trade goods. Maybe a few coins mixed in, but essentially, trade goods, maybe a stamp, seal, in a crate that would matter later. This village itself, it's another party makes choices, right? They can rush in, alarm goes off, scavengers scatter. They can scout and try to ambush the lookout and then take the lair cleanly. If they parlay, the want tells me what the scavengers will say. We didn't want trouble. Something else is out there. We're hiding from it. So this is my lived-in table moment. What I'd actually do. If the players are cautious and smart, I let them feel smart. I don't punish them for using the tell. If they neutralize the lookout, the lair doesn't magically become a fair fight anyway. It becomes a negotiation, a chase, a controlled sweep. That's a win. That's the point of the lair being a place. And notice what I didn't need. All right, this is key. I didn't need a map of 17 key locations. I needed 3 decisions that created a situation. Now, does every layer have perfect security? No. If defenses are flawless, the party either leaves or you're stuck forcing a fight, and you don't want that. So you make defenses realistic. They're not omniscient. Lookouts get bored. Traps are crude. Alarms fail. The party plans well. Well, what about the treasure doesn't match the occupants? Well, if they're hungry scavengers, the treasure looks like supplies and trade goods and cheap jewelry. Maybe a weird item that they don't understand. Or if it's cultists, it's offerings and stolen icons and ritual tools, maybe books, and a reason why they haven't cashed out. Well, what about the argument that lairs don't connect to anything? Lairs connect, but they connect outward. And your card can do that. What you're generating is likely going to give you hooks for later. Want to hide implies a bigger threat, right? Maybe a protection payment. That would imply locals who are scared or complicit. An employer stash implies a boss you can follow up on. You don't have to write a campaign. You just drop one hook. That naturally exists because of the layer. Well, that lair is empty. Great. That's not a failure. That's tension. Empty lair means they're out raiding, or they fled, or something chased them off. Leave behind the tell and the clue. The place becomes a question mark the players can chase. Well, what if it's a dumb monster? What if it's an animal? Well, then the want becomes instinct. Food, shelter, nesting, guarding. Defenses become like a high ledge or water or darkness or a tight tunnel that PCs will have difficulty making it through. But trying to keep this to one card of information. If your lair needs more than who and their want, a defense and a tell, and treasure and logic, you're not doing 60 seconds. You're probably not even doing 5 minutes. You're writing an adventure. And that's fine. But you're not going to be writing an adventure in the middle of an adventure. Save the extra detail for when the party commits and you've got time between sessions. Maybe there's a follow-up to this. Again, a lair is a home address for a problem. If you answer 3 things, you can virtually run it instantly. Who lives here? What do they want? How do they avoid getting wiped out? And why is the treasure here? And why is it still here? Put that on an index card, roll it out in 60 seconds. I'll give you 2 minutes. And you'll stop freezing when the party goes off-road. These are instant improv devices. They're not perfect. It takes some practice. I'll admit that. But you'll get better with use. Again, pinned comment will have all of this. Thank you so much. Subscribe, and God bless.